So, welcome back, everybody. So happy to see you here again. In this episode, we're going to be talking about something very, very important. It's called the power of forgiveness. I cannot tell you enough just how important this particular subject is. If you remember early on, we spoke about what is the nature of Tao and Tao healing and how does Tao healing work? And what you've come to discover through these short video understandings is that our vibrational field is because of our own thoughts, words, and actions. And I'll introduce a new concept to you today. We include in that the actions of our ancestors. Because if our mom and dad, our grandma and grandpa, their mothers and fathers and so forth, if they were of benefit to humanity, helping people to be happier and healthier, then that was within their vibrational field. It went into their DNA, it went into their gene matter, and that came down through your grandma and grandpa, down to your mom and dad, and down into you. So it remains on your vibrational field. Additionally, you may be doing wonderful and good things in this life, helping others to be happier and healthy. And this is changing your vibrational field to a much more positive vibrational field, which then is transferred to your children and your children's children and so forth. Makes sense, right? And so the positive thoughts, words, and actions of our ancestors positively affect us. But guess what else does? That's right. The negative information, the negative thoughts, the negative words, and the negative actions that may have been offered by those that we're not directly connected to also can negatively impact us. And some people say, well, that's not fair. But if you were a millionaire today and you didn't do anything, would you be complaining about that? Why would you be a millionaire today? Well, yes, maybe you worked hard for it, but it could have came a lot easier to you because somebody in your lineage had done good things. So unfortunately, sometimes we have stuff in our vibrational field. Yes, we create our own, but maybe half of it is also connected to our ancestral lineage. So when you understand this higher wisdom, then we can do practices to transform that negative frequency and vibration in our field and expedite the purification of it. Of course, the Tao healing, Tao calligraphy healing field is the most powerful way to transform it. But I can tell you a little secret that will help it go much faster, and that is the power of forgiveness. You see, when we have a judgment or a criticism, or we gossip about somebody, right? Or even when we're just sitting there in our head, we're watching people go by, and in our mind, that one's kind of fat. I don't like that hair, right? Or whatever that negative thought is. The deeper wisdom that most of us, I know myself, I did not want to acknowledge it for the longest time. But the true deeper wisdom is everything stays with our vibrational field until it's transformed and becomes pure positive nature. So every thought that's negative stays right here and it doesn't go away. Until what? Until we pour enough of the positive frequency and vibration in. How do we do that? Through the service we've talked about, through positive thoughts, words, and actions, being of benefit to others, helping others be happier and healthier. And we could ask forgiveness. So this is taught in many of the belief systems that are out there, rightfully so. But the wisdom that Tao brings to it is even higher and even deeper. Because we recognize that it's not just in this experience of our life, that it could carry over to some of the thoughts, words, and actions of our ancestors. That could be the reason why we can't just seem to get ahead. So when we do a forgiveness practice, we recognize that everyone and everything comes from the source, therefore everyone and everything has a soul. So we call forth the soul of our ancestors when we do a forgiveness practice. And we call forth the soul of all of those who have ever been harmed in all time by our own or our ancestors' thoughts, words, and actions. And this is of the greatest importance because when we do that, we are giving ourselves and our ancestors a fabulous opportunity to finally and permanently release the negative information, the negative Shen Qi Jing that's on our field. Okay, so let's do a quick example of this. And typically when you do a forgiveness practice, you will definitely do it longer than what I'm going to do right now. And we do lead these kinds of practices with the classes and whatnot that we teach through the center. So close your eyes and I'll lead you through a gentle forgiveness practice. Now my eyes might be open, but you close yours. If you can see me, that means your eyes aren't closed. Prepare. And if the words are comfortable, repeat after me. Dear my beloved source, creator. Dear beloved, all the beloved beings of light. Beloved Mother Earth, the sun and the moon. My own soul. Dear the soul of my ancestors. I love you all, honor and appreciate you all. Could you please come and do this forgiveness practice with me? I ask all the beloved beings of love and light and my source to please bless this forgiveness practice. So if your spiritual third eye is open, then you would actually see you are surrounded by many, many beings of light and your ancestors. And so now you lead them in a practice like this. Dear the soul of my ancestors, could you please do this forgiveness practice with me? And then you start talking to all the souls who have ever been harmed. Repeat. Dear all humanity, all animals, all souls, on behalf of myself and my ancestors, from the depths of my heart, I wish to deeply, humbly, and sincerely ask your forgiveness, our mistakes. I know I have not been perfect. Certainly I have had negative thoughts, offered negative words, and unfortunately have offered some unpleasant actions as well. And I wish to deeply apologize to anyone, anywhere in time, that has been harmed by these thoughts, words, and actions. As well, I ask this same request for forgiveness from those of my ancestors. For although I don't know what they have done, I know they too were not perfect. It is with the greatest open heart that I ask your forgiveness and want you to know that I have a desire to help other people, to help people become happier and healthier. And with your forgiveness, I will have less heaviness in my vibrational field. Therefore, I can shine more love and more light upon others and make a difference in other people's lives. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to receive your unconditional forgiveness. So now we continue, but now we're going to offer forgiveness. So keep your eyes closed and continue. Dear all the souls that have ever harmed me, spoken bad about me, offered negative thoughts when I was not conscious or aware of your negative thoughts, those that have offered unpleasant actions towards me. It has been painful, and it is not so easy to forgive. But I now recognize that it's possible that I have offered these same kinds of unpleasant thoughts, words, and actions to others. And as a result, they have come back to me. I now understand the nature of the vibrational field and how things don't just leave. So in fact, you may have brought harm to me because I had brought harm to either you or others in a time that I'm not aware. And if I or my ancestors have harmed you first, I deeply, deeply and sincerely apologize. And I invite you to please accept my unconditional forgiveness, for I do not want to any longer hold pain and suffering in my heart. I no longer want to hold animosity in my heart. I wish to forgive you entirely and completely. And once again, ask your forgiveness if I harmed you first. Let us forgive each other and move forward on our soul journey. I love you, and I thank you all for blessing and forgiving me and my ancestors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How. So check in with yourself. How does that feel to do that beautiful forgiveness practice? You know, it's really only about 3 or 4 minutes, and yet it can have a significant and profound effect because we hold a lot of blockages right here in our heart center. And when we can forgive and when we can ask forgiveness, we are clearing the negative Shen Qi Jing in our vibrational field. We are making open space for more positive to come in. And who doesn't want more of that, right? So one of the most powerful forms of self-healing and transformation for every area of your life is the power of forgiveness. I hope you understand and appreciate this wisdom, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.